Hey guys,
Hey guys, welcome back.
we got a different video for you today.
Yeah.
We've been doing the reactions for a while, so we
Yeah,
thought
a year now.
we'd tell you a little bit about us and how we came to be.
Yes.
We've done a lot on the channel, but you guys don't know a whole lot about us. We weren't sure if we wanted to, release all the information. We getting started with it. Where do we want to go with the channel? We don't know anyways. We thought we'd tell you a little bit about us and how we met.
Yeah.
And this honestly feels a little weird doing this video without the headphones on.
I know, right? Or like the screen to look at. Like
Yeah.
I'm so usually focused on like what the topic is for the day.
Yeah, my ears feel free. Let's put it that way.
I know.
So we've been together for 6 years now.
Yes.
We're not married. A lot of you guys are. Are you guys married? Are you guys married? No, we're not married. We've just been together for a really long time,
Yeah.
and that's just because we haven't been in a rush, and it's been one of those things where the world's been chaotic in the past few years, and we've been moving a lot. We've gone a lot of different places, so it hasn't been a super huge priority, but we've been stuck together 24/7 anyways, so it really doesn't matter for us.
Yeah.
We're literally together all the time.
Yeah. Like literally all the time.
So, it's not just on the reaction videos, but how we came to be. Would you like to let them know how we kind of started our journey together?
Sure. So at the time, we were both working at the same gym. As you guys know, if you've been here for a while, we both have a fitness background.
That's right.
I am a women's health and fitness coach, and Phil was a fitness professional for a very long time and still dabbles
Really long time.
still dabbles in that a little bit. But I got a job at the gym that Phil had already been working at for a long time as a personal trainer.
I was already there.
Yes.
I had already been there. She
Yes,
was new.
I was new.
She was new blood, fresh blood, but I had been there. I'd been a manager and
Yeah,
stuff.
I had been making some life changes. I'd moved recently back into the area. That's where I grew up. So I came back and I got a job there as a personal trainer from getting recommended that by my friend who was the general manager at the time. And I had to do something. It was called like a personal training starter pack, and I had to basically go through this process as a personal trainer to, one, learn about the process that I would be taking other people through, and two, just to kind of help me refine my own health and fitness goals and what I wanted to work on while I was helping other people work on themselves.
Yeah, it's like training, right? Training for trainers.
Yes. And I was assigned with a senior trainer to take me through that process, and that was Philip.
However, it was almost not me.
Yeah, it almost wasn't. I was, at first, I remember this so clearly. I was standing at the front desk and I was with my friend at the time who was the general manager and our other manager who was the one who was responsible for pairing me up with someone. And he suggested to pair me with someone else. And my friend at the time was also training with Phil. He was her personal trainer.
Yeah.
So when our other manager said, "Oh, I think Sam should do these sessions with this other person," my friend was like, no. Like, I don't think that's a good fit. Like, you should put her with Phil. Like,
She's the creme de la creme.
I think you should put her with Phil because he's my trainer and I think that they would fit together really well. And at the time, I didn't know either of these people really. I'd kind of seen them around the gym, right? But I didn't know anything about them. So I was like, I don't know, whatever you guys think, And then 3 seconds later, Phil walks into the building, strolling in with his, uniform on, his gym bag. And then my friend at the time was like, "You're doing Sam's personal or starter pack or personal training sessions." And Phil was just like, "Okay." And like walked into the change room. Like, I was like, "Okay, I don't even know who you are, but bye." And I was like, "Okay, I guess that's who I'm doing my sessions with."
Yeah, I mean, it was something that for me was more of a regular occurrence, right? Because
Yeah.
I had senior trainer, like Sam had said, I'd done this many times before. I'd worked with some general managers or, personal trainers. So
Yeah.
Sam was just like, okay, it's another, trainer that I'm going to help coach and get their business started and all that kind of stuff. And then, so we did a few sessions in the beginning, and I had this really weird inkling when we first sat down to do our first session. I was like, I had this thought in my head. I'm like, I feel like there's something more here. And it was just within like 2 hours of having a conversation, and at the time I was kind of like exiting out of one relationship. So it was kind of a weird thought for me to have, where I was like, I feel like there's something more here. I wasn't like looking for a relationship or anything like that.
Yeah, like we're
at the
really
time.
in that headspace.
Yeah, and that just kind of popped in my head out of nowhere. I was like, what the hell was that? You
well,
know?
we'll say that in this session, I have a large obsession with cats. I love cats.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And Phil was telling me about a time that his cat that he grew up with caught a bat. And that was something that I was like, oh my God, like I love cats. And we bonded over cats.
Yeah, don't ask me how that had anything to do with the personal training stuff, but
you can tell that obviously the conversation, went a little bit deper than
building
personal
some
training.
rapport.
Yeah.
That's what we like to call it. But anyway, so we did a couple of sessions, and then Sam decided that she wanted to work with me longer than that, than just the introductory sessions. So she said, yeah, I want you to be my trainer.
Yes.
And so then I became her trainer. And then, with the personal training relationship with clients in general, you get to know people really well. You get to know, their strengths, their weaknesses. You become a support system, blah, blah, blah. So, through that process, we got to know each other a lot more.
Yeah.
And then as
when
time...
you spend, 3 hours a week with somebody like one-on-one.
Plus all the time we were spending at work.
Yeah, like working together.
In general, right? And so and then one thing led to another, and that's how we became to be in a relationship. And but the weird thing about it is that we had a couple of run-ins prior to this, and it was one time was, well, we didn't have a run-in, but I ended up doing Sam's dad's. It's like this consultation session, and so it was a year before.
Yeah, before we had ever even met. I even lived in the area.
Yeah, before Sam had even come, like she said, to that area, I had done this consultation with her dad, and so your dad, I think, remembered me.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. He's like, I know you. And I was like, what?
So it was so weird because like I do so many consultations, I didn't remember Sam's dad at the time, but it came about later that we were dating, and then it was like, yeah, you did or I was training you or one or the other, and your dad had said that I had done.
Yeah, he's like, I know him. He did my session, and I was like, wait, what?
So that was the first kind of weird universal run-in type thing.
Yeah.
And then prior to that, as a group, we would have networking events or team events where we would go out and do things as trainers, right, as a gym. And so there was this event that was going on in Toronto at one point, and I was supposed to go to this event, but I was really sick. I actually had pneumonia and I couldn't go. My coworkers didn't care. They were ringing up my phone and saying, you got to come out, man. You got to come out. I'm like literally dying in bed. And
I have pneumonia.
Telling me I got to come out and party.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, no, don't think so. Anyway, so Sam had been working in Toronto where this group event was occurring. Mm-hmm. And so...
serving the table that they were at.
Yeah. So all my team ended up meeting Sam because she was interacting.
And again, this is like a year at least before I had gone to move there and start working there.
Yeah. So all the team except for me met Sam prior to that. So I still have no idea who she is.
Yeah.
And then it came about that I met her years later, and then we ended up training together, doing the consultation together, and 6 years later, now here we are.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
It works in mysterious ways. You never know, right? And now we've given you tons of reaction videos in light of that. So along that way, I think, we won't keep going on too long. We'll save some stuff for another video. But another aspect was Tiffany, who's
our cat,
become a part of our family.
Yes.
And that wasn't always the case. We've had her for 3 years now.
Yeah, we got her in December of 2020.
Yeah, so 3 years. Anyways, so I had been volunteering at a cat shelter where they rescue cats, and so I'd been taking care of them for a while and going in, and I started to think to myself, okay, like maybe we can look at adopting one of these cats and trying to find the right one and make sure that it was the right fit. So I'd been volunteering for a while, and there was one that I tried to adopt, or I was going to adopt, and I don't recommend doing this for most people, in that providing a Christmas gift as an animal, I wouldn't recommend it. But I knew, it wasn't one of those things where I was just going to give Sam a gift.
Springing it on somebody.
It wasn't going to work type thing. She had been pressing me about a cat for a little bit.
Every time he went, I'd be like, You could bring one home with you?
Yeah, so I had been there for a while. I tried to adopt one cat, and somebody else adopted it instead before I did. And so I didn't get the first pick that we had, and thank goodness for that, because Tiffany's been a godsend. She's like the perfect cat. So Tiffany was the second one, and then I put in the adoption application, and then surprised Samantha with it on Christmas morning. It was right. Yeah. So I can't remember the specifics anyways, but I was over at my parents' place. I had adopted Tiffany and kept her at my parents' place for 10 days or something like that, so that I could have it in advance and, get her situated a little bit, get her relaxed a little bit more, and then still be able to surprise Sam on Christmas Day with a cat. Yeah. And so she came over in the morning on Christmas and walked into the house, and I was sitting there in the bathroom. She looks over at me like,
well, first he's like, you have to wait in the car. I need to get something ready. And I was like, okay, like, what do you need to get ready? Because in my head, I thought he was giving me a new desk chair for Christmas. Like, that's genuinely what I thought it was, because I kept asking for a new desk chair.
Sorry to disappoint you.
I know. And I thought maybe he had to go set it up or something. Like, maybe he's putting a bow on it. I don't know. And then so he's like, okay, wait here for 5 minutes, and then I'll text you when to come in. And I was like, okay. So I did that. And then I came in, and in his parents' house, the bathroom is right to the side. So he's sitting in there. So I walk in and I'm like, what are you doing sitting on the toilet? And then he's like, look. And then I was like, oh my God.
Yes, and scared the crap out of Tiffany because she was very skittish. She's grown in personality a whole lot since we've had her, but she even the past year has grown, because she was super skittish, didn't want to cuddle, didn't want to be around people. She's very, very friendly and would low key want to cuddle with you.
Yeah, she'd just be
but
scared.
Was too scared to do so. So I don't know what her story was. She was a rescue cat, right? So I don't know where she came from. She's also really, really small. I don't know if you guys have ever seen her in any of these videos, but she's really tiny. So my theory is that she was maybe the runt of the litter, and didn't develop in the same way, and that's probably why she's super scared all the time. So anyway, Sam walked in and was like, oh my God, and I'm like calm down. I don't want her to be freaked out by you right away. So that's how Tiffany came to be as a part of our family. And
we are 3 years later.
Yeah, and she, like I said, she was perfect fit for our situation, the
most kind-hearted, genuine being.
Yeah, and even beyond that, she's active. She likes to have fun, but she's also really chill at the same time. She has her moments. Well, she gets the zoomies at 12 o'clock, like every cat. But it was one of those things where I kind of got to see a few cats, and I was like, okay, you know what, I'm pretty sure Tiffany is probably going to be a perfect fit for us, and it's been, I think, a perfect fit for both of us, both Tiffany and the both of us. So yeah. So here's our cat Tiffany, and
hello, everybody.
Some of you may have seen her before in some of our videos.
Hello.
She's a little bit shy probably right now, because she had a little bit of a
hello.
paw issue recently that we've had to fix. So we were picking her up and having to get in her paw, but she's all good now, thankfully.
Yeah.
But this is our other member of the family. You might see her running around sometimes in the future.
Zooming around the background.
Yeah, but she's a sweetheart, and wouldn't hurt a fly. But she is very much loved by both of us. So there's other stuff that we could talk about, our first couple of dates, or what made us want to start the reaction channel.
Yeah, and how we got started with that, if you guys want to know about that.
Yeah, and there's lots of other stuff in our journey that you guys don't know about. It's been a pretty wild one over the past few years that maybe we can get into. So if this is our first video where we wanted to introduce you to a little bit more about us, because we really appreciate all the engagement and all the insights you've been providing to us, and so we wanted to give you back a little bit more as to who we are.
Yeah, get to know us a little bit.
Yeah, and so if you enjoyed this, guys, let us know. Hit us with a comment, and let us know maybe other stuff that you would like to hear from us. We, like I said, are a big family now on YouTube. And,
we appreciate having you guys as part of the community.
Yeah, so we wanted to introduce you to us and our family, and hopefully you enjoyed it. Like I said, just let us know what you want to see, and we'll be dropping more videos in the future.
Yeah, thanks for watching, guys.
See you on the next one.